And I'd rather, as Councillor Thompson suggested, let's just do this all at once, and instead of dragging this out for potentially another 6 to 8 months.
Anybody else want to speak to the amendment for the first time? Seeing no one for the first time, Councillor Marakis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, if council's, everyone's thought is the same mind, I have no issues looking at awarding the whole project. I just thought that at the time it seemed like no one was really in favor of going ahead with it over budget, so I thought it might be more suitable and more agreeable if we just worked on the one, looked how that went, and then worked on the other two. But if everyone's in favor of going ahead with all three, then yeah, I'd say let's change that to say that we're awarding all three.
So I will ask then that this amendment be withdrawn, and then we can go and defeat the first motion and present something new, if that's the direction I'm hearing around the table, and that is what I'm hearing around the table.
I'll withdraw my amendment.
Who is the seconder for that? Councillor Abel, you're okay with that? So going back to the original motion, any other speakers? Councillor Gardner?
I'm going to vote for this, but it really pains me because we're putting safety on one hand, fiscal responsibility on the other hand, and so safety is always trumped. But it's, wow.
Councillor Gardner, I agree with you, and ultimately I think I won't be able to support this at council, but I definitely understand the concerns. So all those in favor of the motion as originally presented? Any opposed? We're back on the main motion, which is from last week.
Mr. Chair, if you could just explain.
For clarity purposes,
Thank you.
Withdrawn the amendment. We're back to the original from last week. If we're going to be voting against this, then a new motion can be presented to move forward and award the tender.
Then how do you deal with recommendation number 2, which calls for the cancellation of the tender?
That's why we're going to vote on the main motion, and if it's defeated, there are alternate recommendations in the report which support the tender and moving forward.
So, all those in favor of the recommendation? Any opposed? That fails to carry. We do have option number 1 from the initial report with the 3 clauses. Would anybody like to support or move that motion? Councillor Abel, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Any more comments or questions? And that this be received, this report. Councillor Tom?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So line 2 talks about the additional funding in the amount of $42,000 be provided for the capital project, but it doesn't specify from where. Does that have to be accounted for at this time?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we can fund it from the same source, which is our roads R&R program.
Thank you. Yep. And just for clarity as well, just for clarification, how long is this pilot project supposed to go for? Do you remember the terms? Or to be honest with you, I can just look at it myself and prepare for next week. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments or questions on the amended motion or the main motion, the new main motion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any contrary minded? That carries. So we are now on to item number 14, just to receive for information. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this. Moved by Councillor Tom, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Seeing no comments or questions, all those in favor? Any opposed? That carries. Notices of motion, none will be debated tonight. Here they are on the board as we scroll through. New business, general information. We'll start with Councillor Kim. Councillor Tom. Councillor Maracus.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just quickly wanted to say, I didn't want it to get another week. I just want to say great job by Magna and Magna Hoedown this weekend that passed. They raised $479,000 for 15 local charities throughout York Region. And just want to commend the efforts of the organizing committee chair, Mr. Steve Hinder, also the great work of the girls that work at Neighborhood Network. I'm not going to say all their names, but they worked tirelessly to put on that event, and also again thank Magna and Mr. Don Walker and Frank Stronach for all that they do for the town of Aurora.
Thank you. Nothing, Councillor Thompson? No, Councillor Abel? And I will wait for any comments for now for myself. So this is done, and now a motion to move into closed session. Councillor Thompson, second by Councillor Abel. Any comments or questions on that? Seeing none, all those in favor? That's carried.